Hello peeps. Sorry about the audio in the background, but I had uploaded part 8 to my YouTube channel, or at least I thought I did, and I'm unable to find it. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to like rehash everything I did, and since it was a couple months ago and I really don't remember, I am just giving you the missing parts of the information that was missed upon this episode, right? And don't quote me too hard on these details, and I might have, foreshadowed something, so bear with your boy, okay? But basically, this is what we're gonna do, right? After they defeated Raditz, right? They defeated Raditz, they threw good hands with bro. He ended up needing to go back, talk to Vegeta and Nappa. They eventually healed it up, blasted off back on there to get the run back. Like they met in like a middle ground planet. They got their run back. While this was happening, everybody was training respectfully. And so, once again, I don't remember the details. I'm literally just rehashing what I said in the intro, but I'm just giving a slight more detail to make it make more sense, all right? So, I don't think no one died for this shit. Maybe the Earth got damaged. I don't remember fully. But the main plot points were when Vegeta and, the Saiyans got on Earth, Raditz immediately took off and wanted to get his run back with the Earthlings. The Earthlings felt the same way. Goku and Vegeta had their fight, while Piccolo and Nappa had their fight. Gohan and Krillin, they're off doing their own thing. I'll say that in part 9. So what ended up happening, right, is the Earthlings were throwing good hands with Raditz and shit. Yamcha and Tien, excuse me, were throwing good hands, and they realized that Raditz wasn't off that medicine. Like, he was like, a lot more like chilled out or whatever. And Raditz actually gained a lot of respect for the Earthlings due to the fact is he relates to them because he's not inherently like OD the strongest, you feel me? Like, he's basically like, damn, y'all really use this martial arts and, smarts to like, win your fights and shit like that, instead of doing what like the Saiyans do, use our brute strength. Like, he kind of fucked with them on that margin, right? So he was fighting them, don't get me wrong, but it was more like they were kind of sparring, and like Yamcha and Tien kind of so Raditz is fucking with them heavy, right? Low key. Nappa and Piccolo, they kind of like throwing those quality hands. It's like a weird like draw, not draw, tie type beat. And so as that's happening, Goku and Vegeta, they're having their scruffle as per usual. And I do not know how I choreographed the guys this fight, but simply, I'm gonna say it was either a draw or like they just like kind of tired one out. And like it just kind of ended like that, where it was just like, all right, I threw my hands. I'm gonna feel like Vegeta wasn't satisfied if he won. And if Goku won, he'd be like, go ahead and get your ass out of here. But pretty much no one, no, I remember what happened. So basically what ended up happening is it was akin to what happened when Yamcha got here, Raditz got here the first time, right? So after, Piccolo beating on Nappa, he immediately started to go help Goku. And so basically after Piccolo got done, he went immediately to go help Goku with Vegeta due to the fact of the power difference. And after they did that, they really was throwing good hands, but Vegeta was kind of smacking Piccolo around. So there wasn't really much help. Piccolo was kind of out of commission, or at least out of commission for right now. It doesn't matter if Vegeta went Great Ape or not, due to the simple fact that Goku has Akari. But let's say for argument's sake, they both do it, they're evenly matched, or pretty close in matching. Goku doesn't have Kaioken this time, but his base power level is a lot higher, on top of Vegeta's base power being a lot higher. So I could say Vegeta has the overall edge, but they eventually just start jumping him. They might like hit, they might hit him with that motherfucker real quick. Piccolo comes through, might hit him with a special beam cannon. Does some considerable damage, on top of, Goku having the Akari. Considering Goku has the Akari and stuff, he could easily just say, gotcha, bitch. And they're both throwing some heavy blows while Piccolo's shooting in the background, giving them some support and, helping them out in that regard. What ended up happening though, after most of this calamity is over with, they eventually get Vegeta down to a weakened state. They pretty much, he's unable to fight for the most part. Don't ask who threw the Powerball. That's not important. I'm giving you the rundown. So after he did that, Raditz was the only fighter left, and they all toward their attention to him. And what ended up happening was he went grade 8 because the Powerball is still up. And he didn't even fight him, right? He immediately kicked Nappa near his pod. Nappa near his pod. And what he ended up realizing though was when he did that, Vegeta and Nappa are in the same spot. Everybody realizes this, and then they do what they did when they fought him the first time. They all charge up their ki, and they proceed to release their ultimate move, or their ultimate combo move, where they all like basically damn near power up together. Raditz realizing that he's literally the only man up, while everyone else is pretty much out of commission / almost out of consciousness, is like, damn, what the fuck do I do now? He sees his blast coming, so he basically has got to defend himself from this blast. They all basically start shooting out these massive ki blasts. Raditz is like, damn it! Ah, damn! So it's like this beam struggle, right? And what ended up happening is, Raditz, as he's taking this blast, he's looking behind and he's trying to figure out. He's like, damn. Don't get me wrong now, Yamcha and Tien aren't putting nearly as much power they could be. So everyone's like, we gotta push past our limits. We can't let them escape this planet. Who knows how strong they'll be when they come back. They know somewhat about the Zenkai boosters and stuff from previous parts. And with Krillin talking about Saiyans and getting information like that. So with that being said, they're like, we can't lose. At the same time, Raditz is like, I remember this technique. He's actually got a game plan. It's actually smart. He's like, all right, bet. What he ended up doing, he was testing a theory, since he remembers seeing Kakarot's Akuri form. He was like, maybe I could do what he does. And he doesn't do it to near perfection, but he does it close enough, right? Because originally he lost his tail, but like plot reasons he grew it back. And so as the blast is like coming at him or whatever, he uses the momentum of that. He aims it up, or like he starts aiming upwards, and then he like moves his tail out so he could basically shrink down, shoots a Sunday upwards as he's falling down to give him more momentum. And as he's like fading in and out of consciousness, he falls but like flies up, throws Vegeta over to one pod, throws Nappa to another pod, as he's like literally about to make it. And this time he's looking out for Yajirobe. Yajirobe did not pop out though. So what ended up happening was everyone didn't notice this because everyone else was taxed. Goku was taxed beyond repair. Piccolo was going on films. So the only people that weren't completely taxed was Yamcha and Tien. And Tien and Yamcha pulled up on Raditz. Raditz barely made it to his pod is what I would say, but he did. Yamcha Tien standing over him like a fucking a girl in a hentai, nigga. Like, bro, this just so bad, right? And he looks at him and says, damn it, I can't believe I lost, is what he would normally say, but he was like, I guess y'all are the better warriors. Saying pride my ass. I guess maybe I should have taken him kin to those martial arts and stuff. Yamcha and Tien look at each other sternly. When they were fighting previously, what happened was Raditz got an opportunity to kill them, but he didn't. Like, there was like a wide opening. All he had to do was punch with full power. He could have killed one of them, right? He didn't. He was like, you know what? He wanted to keep fighting them because the martial arts shit is kind of cool. Fighting with your mind instead of your body, yes. Interesting. So even if I'm fighting a opponent 10, maybe 15, maybe even 50 times stronger than me, the fight isn't completely over yet. So there was a lot of times he had openings to kill them, but instead of killing them, he just like kicks them or like does something. So it's more akin to training than anything. Yamcha and Tien look at each other. So look at him. And like, they basically fake like they're injured or some shit like that. Like they'll go for it, attacking Raditz is like, damn. At least I was able to save Nappa and Vegeta. Tragic. I didn't think my life would end like this. And then Tien and Yamcha proceeds to fall out. As they like fall, hit him into the pod or whatever, and that shit begins to close. Before Raditz loses consciousness, they both look up at each other. Like they all three look at each other and like, respect. Unlike those YouTube shorts where it says respect, but there's nothing to respect. It's like a rapist raping people and shit. They're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, bro, come on. No, that's not right. Anyways, but that's my re-summary of my part 8. Hope y'all enjoyed.